What I am about to tell you about these 7 gadgets took 6 months and over $2,000 of my own money to learn. You are getting it right now for free. Most reviewers unbox something on a Tuesday, shoot a video by Thursday, and call it done. I did something different. I actually lived with these devices every single day through firmware updates, software bugs, battery degradation, and pure buyer's remorse. I tracked everything: usage patterns, performance drops, the moment I stopped reaching for each device. And what I found is going to save you serious money. Because the tech industry has a dirty little secret. Gadgets are designed to impress you in the first 72 hours. After that, you are on your own. So, if you have ever bought something that felt incredible in week 1 and completely useless by month 3, this video is going to feel uncomfortably familiar. Stay with me. Let me paint you a picture of exactly where I was last January. I had just come off CES 2024 coverage, my brain was absolutely fried with product announcements, and I was convinced that upgrading my entire tech ecosystem was going to make me dramatically more productive. I had a wish list, a spreadsheet. I had watched every major reviewer on YouTube. I thought I was informed. I thought I was being smart. I pre-ordered the Garmin Fenix 8 Solar before it even shipped. I grabbed the Sonos Era 100 because every audio publication gave it a perfect score. I picked up the Boox Palma e-ink phone because the concept genuinely blew my mind. I bought a MetaQuest 3 bundle, a Logitech MX Keys S keyboard, a 12 South Hoverbar Duo arm, and a portable projector from Nebula that the algorithm would not stop showing me. 7 devices. 30 days of excitement. And then reality showed up, right around the 90-day mark. And it was brutal. Here is what you probably do, and what I used to do. You watch a 10-minute review from a channel with 2 million subscribers. The reviewer is enthusiastic, the footage is cinematic, the editing is tight. They tell you the build quality is exceptional. They say the feature set justifies the price. They give it 4.5 stars and drop an affiliate link in the description, so you buy it. And honestly, for the first 2 or 3 weeks, everything they said checks out. The Sonos Era 100 sounds incredible in your living room. The Garmin tracks your runs with military precision. The MetaQuest 3 feels like the future living in your hands. You tell your friends about it. Maybe you even post about it. You feel like you made the right call. This is the honeymoon phase. Every single piece of consumer tech has one. And the entire review industry, myself included until recently, is almost entirely built around reviewing products inside that honeymoon window. That is not dishonesty. It is just incomplete. And incomplete information is what costs you money. So why does the honeymoon end? 3 reasons, and every single one of them cost me personally. First, firmware and software decay. The Garmin Fenix 8 Solar launched with a sleep tracking bug that Garmin did not patch until April 2024, 4 months after I bought it. 4 months of inaccurate sleep data. The software that wowed me in week 1 was actively broken for a third of my testing period. Second, novelty collapse. The MetaQuest 3 got used every single day for the first 3 weeks. By month 2, I was averaging 11 minutes of use per week. 11. The headset sat on my desk like a very expensive paperweight. The problem was never the hardware. It was that the use case never fit naturally into my actual life. Third, ecosystem lock-in regret. The Sonos Era 100 sounds beautiful. But then, Sonos pushed that catastrophic app update in May 2024. You probably heard about it. And suddenly, half my features vanished. I was locked into their ecosystem with no real exit strategy. Premium price, premium problems. That is when the regret started compounding. The turning point came on March 14th. I opened my desk drawer to grab a cable, and I found my 12 South Hoverbar Duo arm, still in the original packaging. I had bought it in January, used it for 4 days, decided it was slightly too stiff for my workflow, and literally forgot it existed. $119, untouched. That hit differently than I expected. I sat down that afternoon, and I built a brutally honest spreadsheet. For each of the 7 devices I had purchased, I tracked 3 things: actual weekly usage in hours, the specific problem it was supposed to solve, and whether that problem was actually solved 6 months later. The results were embarrassing. 4 of the 7 devices had weekly usage under 2 hours. 2 of them had usage under 30 minutes. Only one, the Books Palma, ironically the device I was most skeptical about, had become genuinely indispensable to my daily routine. That spreadsheet became this video, and it is going to change how you buy tech forever. Here is where I landed after 6 full months of honest tracking. The Books Palma. Genuinely worth every dollar of its $279 price. I use it daily as a distraction-free reading and annotation device. Remarkable staying power. The Garmin Fenix 8 Solar. Excellent hardware, but absolutely overkill for anyone who is not training for a triathlon or seriously deep into fitness metrics. If you run 3 times a week and care about step counts and heart rate, you do not need this watch. The Meta Quest 3, transformative for specific use cases, but those use cases are narrower than any reviewer will admit. The Sonos Era 100 still sounds incredible, but I can no longer recommend it with a clean conscience after the app debacle. Sonos burned too much trust in 2024. The Nebula portable projector used it exactly twice. The Logitech MX Keys S, genuinely great, 0 regrets. And the 12 South Arm returned it in April for a full refund. 6 devices evaluated, 2 clear winners, 2 situational, 2 regrets, real numbers, real results. What actually changed was not the technology. It was my framework for evaluating it before I spent a single dollar. And this is the part nobody talks about. The gadgets that failed me were not bad products. They were mismatched products. The Garmin Fenix 8 is extraordinary for the right person. That person just was not me. The Meta Quest 3 is genuinely impressive hardware, but my lifestyle did not have a natural slot for immersive VR sessions. The Sonos Era 100 delivered on its audio promise, but its ecosystem risk was something no day one review could have flagged. The shift I made after March was this. I stopped asking, is this a good product? And started asking, does this solve a problem I have every single day? Not once a week, not occasionally, every day. That one question would have saved me at minimum $600 across this 6-month period. It would have eliminated 3 of my 7 purchases entirely. The tech industry wants you to stay in aspirational mode. The moment you get specific about your actual daily habits, you become a much harder customer to sell to. That is a good thing. All right, here is exactly how you apply this before your next purchase. Step 1. Write down the specific daily problem you are trying to solve. Not a general problem, a specific one. Not, I want better audio, but I want clear audio during video calls in a loud apartment without wearing headphones. That specificity changes everything. Step 2. Before buying, ask yourself how many times per week you will realistically use this device. Be honest. Not aspirationally honest, actually honest. If the answer is under 5 times per week, pause. Step 3. Check the ecosystem. Is the product tied to an app, a subscription, or a platform that has a history of changes or shutdowns? Sonos taught me that one the hard way. Step 4. And this is where I can actually help you right now. Check the description below this video. I have linked the alternatives I would actually buy today if I were starting over. For the audio category, I have linked the Anker Soundcore Motion A600, a fraction of the Sonos price, no ecosystem dependency, genuinely impressive sound. For productivity input devices, the Keychron K2 Pro is linked. Mechanical feel, wireless, cross-platform, and about $60 less than the Logitech I bought. For fitness tracking, without the premium tax, the Garmin Forerunner 165 hits 90% of the features at half the cost. These are affiliate links. They cost you nothing extra and help support this channel. But more importantly, they are what I would actually buy today with 6 months of hindsight. That is the difference. 6 months, $2,000, 7 devices, 2 clear wins, 2 situational, 2 regrets, 1 return. That is the real story nobody tells you because nobody waits long enough to know it. If you take one thing from this video, let it be this. The best tech purchase you can make is the one that solves a problem you actually have inside an ecosystem you actually trust at a price that does not require you to justify it to yourself in month 5. If you are building out your tech setup right now and want a shortcut past my mistakes, every alternative I mentioned is linked in the description with current pricing. If this video saved you money or changed how you think about buying tech, subscribe, because I do this kind of long-form, honest evaluation every single month. And drop in the comments, what is the one piece of tech you regret buying? I read every single one. Disclaimer: this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Nothing constitutes professional advice of any kind.